Hey, I'm Captain Eddie Castle, and I'm in the shop today, and I'm with my good friend Charles. Yeah, everybody thinks that once you get a Charles, well, y'all know him as Chuck. I don't, since I'm going to talk bad about him, I'm going to stay formal. Everybody thinks that once you get one of these, all your problems go away. You become a magnificent wood turner, and anything you want to turn can be done, and that is going to solve all your problems. Well, that is 8 pounds of steel spinning around at 3,000 RPMs, holding a block of wood that could ring your bell. And unless you take care of it, it's going to ring your bell. Watch. When I started wood turning, the first thing I did was go looking for a chuck. I found a rather inexpensive one in a catalog, and I bought it. And after a couple of months of fighting with it, I realized it pretty much sucked, and I got rid of it. Oh, I gave it to a friend. Well, he used to be a friend until I gave him that chuck. But I went ahead and bought myself a one-way stronghold. It was about 250 bucks. That was a heavy step. And I had a mini jet. And all my friends said, that'll ruin your lathe. It's really bad. Well, that's not the absolute truth. You see, a stronghold chuck is probably the ultimate tool. All right. You guys have got the Vic marks and all that. I'll cut you a little bit of slack. It's the ultimate tool in my book. But this chuck will work on a mini jet with a 1'8" adapter in the back of it. But then when you step up and buy that nice lathe that you want, that Jet 16 or that Powermatic 20 or whatever, or the one-way, you just change the adapter on the back of the chuck and you keep going. So when you do buy the profile jaws and the jumbo jaws and the spigot jaws and the step jaws and the woodworm screw and the center that goes, when you buy all those components one time, yep, that's right, one time, and then this chuck will move to all your machines that you ever get as long as you grow up, and you're going to love it. Now, why do I say I'm going to talk bad about him? Well, Charles here's got some problems, and they're caused by you. Yeah, you caused the problems. You know why? Because you don't realize what the capabilities and the limitations are of this tool. Let's start with the jaws. They come with a cute little set of jaws known as the combinations. All right, serrated faces. And they grab into the wood, and they're supposed to hold it. All right, supposed to hold it. You caught that part? Supposed to? All right. Now, if you don't have a good grip to start with, that isn't going to make it any better. So I normally turn with what's called profile jaws. Take a look at the difference in the two. Now, this profile is small on the inside and smooth. So when I cut myself a tendon or a dovetail to put on the back of my piece and I grab onto it, I don't chew it up. But also when I open it back up inside of a piece, I don't mark it up. Or if I grab back on it later to trim it back up, I don't mark it up. But I get pretty good adhesion, or grip with this. Now, let me tell you the difference in this. Okay, I'm going to go to the sports analogy. Hold this ball. Hold it like this. Now, I can take it away, can't I? Pull it right out your fingers. But if you grab the ball like this and I try to take it away, I'm going to have a little bit harder time because you've got a really good grip on it. Now, let's talk about your tendon when you do get a good grip on it. Now, let's take the profile jaws, and we're going to cut about a 3-inch tendon, and we're going to grab it. Now, if you can see down in here, I'm actually just touching on the outside points of this. All the inside of this is gap in air. So I'm going to go from 100% bearing on the inside of a 2.5-inch circle, a 2 3/8-inch circle, to about 20% bearing on a 4-inch circle. Did I lose you? Okay. Again, if I grab on this thing this big, I'm going to be on my fingertips. See, I'm going to be on my fingertips. Now, if I cut the tendon closer to the size that these close down to, I don't know if you can see that. Do you see that? I'm almost touching in there. It's almost perfect. Yeah, right way down in there. So what I did was I closed my jaws up and I measured it, and then I added a 1/4 inch. And then that's the size of this tendon. Now how to determine that? I cheat. I really do. I would cheat at cards if you give me a chance. This is my jig. This is a piece of corian. Y'all know me, know I love my corian. It's a scrap, it's 1 inch wide. And I put it on my bandsaw and I cut these 2 marks out. Now this one on the inside is the perfect size for my tendon. That's the smallest my tendon can be. And this outside one, that's the largest my socket can be that I want to go inside of. Oh yeah, you can open inside. And you want to do the same thing. You want to get positive grip on the inside. So both ways you've got a template. Real simple to make. You cut it out on a bandsaw. Well, if you don't have corian, make one out of something that won't move. Yeah, that won't sometimes. Now, here's the other thing. This thing isn't working right. It's a little clogged up. It's not running good. You got to clean it out. Okay. WD-40. It's a wonderful product. Got tens of thousands of uses. Don't put it on this chuck. Number one, it's going to come spraying out at you. Number two, it's going to hold dirt and crap inside. Don't use the WD-40. Get your air chuck out and blow it out and clean it out, or just brush it out with a brush. And every time you change the jaws, clean the back of them. Yeah, look. See the garbage on the back of that jaw? It's going to hold that out a little bit. You know what? Unnecessary chatter that you might get in a piece, these might be moving a little bit. So if it's clean, it's clean. Oh, another thing, there's some safety features in Charles here. Number one, if you don't want these jaws to stick out past this body, so you don't get them caught on your clothes or your fingers or your knuckles or anything else, especially you beginners, you put the safety in the short hole. And guess what? This is all in the instructions. If you like it to go past it to get a little bit bigger hole, put it in the longer hole. Don't remove the pin, because then you'll be able to come larger. You'll have less jaw, less scroll jaw, the gear grabbing, and the whole thing can come apart. Because what do you really know how much is holding? The great folks at One Way figured out what it would need it for the minimum, and that's where they put it at. So you're going to question people that design this? I don't think so. So there you go. Oh, by the way, I clean my jaws. I got my little $19 sandblaster from Walmart. Yeah, Walmart. And it's the #1 blasting sand or fine powder. And I sandblast them to keep them clean, to get the glue and the finish and clean the grooves in the back and all. Just sandblast them. Put them in a glove, hold them like this, and if you don't put a glove on, you'll do it one time. But put a glove on and, clean them up a little bit. And then you can spray this with WD-40, keep it from rusting or getting ugly or whatever. Or get one of those black oxide kits. If you get two, send me one. I'd love to have one. So that's it. Charles, he could be the best friend you'll ever have in your shop, or he can really, really hurt you. You don't want that to happen, right? I'm Captain Eddie Castellan. Get out and spin some wood, because I'm making shavings. And I'm going to make a couple of Freedom Pens today. If you're not making Freedom Pens, you need to be. Check out this website, freedompens.org, and see how you can help us keep those troops happy. Charles,